9-9 your halftime score for the second half. We return to Homecoming in Hanover. And Eric Freed and Dave Long. Guys?
Thank you very much, Jason. Welcome back to Hanover. 9-9 our score, as we're just about ready to start the second half. The teams make their way back onto the field. Got to make a correction and an apology to the family of Josh Phillips right away. They may be watching on satellite here today. I've had numbers flip-flopped here, and it's not Conrad Sapilnikow who's had the big day. It's Josh Phillips, as everybody who follows Yale will know. So my apologies. We've got that straightened out. Phillips was the big man on the ground for Yale. First half, 10 carries, 41 yards for the Big Green. Head coach John Lyons is making his way out towards the field. Jamie Staten will talk to him in 1 minute. Until that time, let's take a look at the first half statistics. And a big number in the first half, time of possession, bottom of your screen. Yale holding the ball for 8 minutes, should be 19:40, 9 minutes and 20 seconds longer than Dartmouth. That Dartmouth defense has been on the field quite a bit. Turnovers are even. You see the total offense in favor of Yale. It's been the special teams that have made a really big impact here today for the Big Green, between Karszewski and Reeser with their big returns. Karszewski had that two big returns on kicks. Reeser on the punt, and also the interception return as well. So that's been big. Here's John Lyons with Jamie Staten. Go, Jamie.
All right, Eric. What was the word to the boys in the locker room, Coach?
Well, the thing we're trying to do is we still haven't played well together on both sides of the ball. Offensively, we really struggled early with penalties, getting us in long yard situations. We had a turnover and picked it up a little bit at the half. We got it back to even now. We just got to play more consistently the second half.
Do you like the attitude? You challenged the boys on Homecoming to come out here fired up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're playing hard. It's just a matter of doing things right and executing and that kind of thing.
All right, Coach. Go get them. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Coach. And Jamie, 9-9, as we're just about ready to start half number 2. You know, the offensive numbers and all the numbers really favor Yale, but as we mentioned just a second ago, right before Jamie talked to Coach Lyons, those returns have been big. And special teams, a lot of people sometimes forget it's 1/3 of the package here, and it's been a big third here for Dartmouth.
I've always been, you know, for a long time, many people, but I know I never paid as much attention to special teams in all areas, both punting. Place kicking's kind of obvious, but return guys and defense, how you do it, it's really a big part of the game, and you're right. And I tell you what, I would like to see Karszewski play a little bit more on offense. I mean, I could see him on the shovel pass right before the touchdown that went to Webster. I'd like to see him with the ball in the open field, a reverse shovel pass, maybe like a wide receiver screen, because he seems to make things happen.
You see Karszewski right now. He fields the kickoff to open the second half at the 16, out to the 30. 35, spins forward to the 37-yard line. Pretty decent field position for the Big Green.
Better kick that time, a little bit deeper. A lot of them coming up short.
All returns for Dartmouth, and I'm going to have to add this up quickly. They've gotten 75 yards on the kickoff returns, 48 yards on that Reeser punt return, 29 yards on the interception return. So you do the quick math in your head, you know those numbers are pretty good.
Well, I was impressed with your ability to add up the offensive line for Yale, so I'll leave that to you.
152 yards of returns. Coffey's first pass is complete to Bunn. Bunn with a big collision at the 44-yard line, gain of 7. Coffey in the first half, 5 of 13 passing for 44 yards. On the season, Coffey had completed 55% of his passes, so the number is not great for the senior signal caller, but it's a good start here to Bunn.
Nice job of running against the grain by Bunn, and then he gets the wood put to him by 3 guys. He's one of those fullback tough guys, one of those Nebraska-type guys playing that up man fullback spot.
Here is Bellholm, tries to take it to the outside instead of cutting it up to the inside, and he pays for it. Loss of about a half yard. Bellholm in the first half, 11 carries, 34 yards. Dartmouth as a team, net yardage 49 in the first half. And the rushing totals have been just very poor for Dartmouth this season. 271 yards through 4 games. That's an average of 67 yards rushing a game.
Well, it's been better in the last 2 ball games, but you're right. I mean, they had 44 yards total the last time we were here.
Well, this play implodes before anything can develop, as Coffey is brought down for a huge loss of 15 yards.
That looked Nobody was blocking on the play. It looked like everybody thought the play was dead except Coffey, and he paid the price.
And that's the kind of thing that's going to upset John Lyons and his coaching staff. You come out of the locker room, you prepare. Looks like not everybody was on the same page on the snap count. And your third play from scrimmage is that.
Yeah, and again, now he's got a punt, and they're back in a situation where field position edge goes to Yale, unless they get a sensational punt.
Schlobaum has not punted well today. This is tumbling down to the 23-yard line. Tomic has it, gets by the initial wave, and stumbles forward to the 38-yard line. And the Yale offense will come onto the field.
Close to a late hit as well. Tomic was down, and somebody in green's momentum carried him into the pile.
So Yale comes out. Bartholomew was the one who had the big press clippings coming in. 9 carries, 1 net yard in the first half. So they've gone to Phillips, although Bartholomew gets the call here to start the second half. They've gone to Phillips, and Josh picked up 41 yards on 10 carries. First and 10. On the reverse, here they come. And this is the pass back to the quarterback, but he's looking left side for Marshner, and broken up, but a flag comes in. That looked like a good defensive play by Brad Berber, but a flag is thrown, and it looks like it's going to be a pass interference call.
I think he had his right hand on the shoulder. I think it's going to turn out to look like a good call. I'll tell you what, Wallen was wide open on that pass on the right-hand side. Watch the right arm of Berber. Does he have it on the shoulder? If he does, that's a pass interference penalty. I think it was a good call.
Really tough to tell from that angle.
Defensive pass interference, 15 yards, first down!
I don't know if John Lyons is shaking his head at the officiating crew or at his team. I have a feeling it's the former, though.
I know one thing. If that ball's passed to Whalen and he gets his hands on it, it's a touchdown.
I've seen a lot worse that was not called pass interference. So, and I think that's probably what Coach Lyons is upset about. And I tell you what, Wallen was over here, and I think generally he was going to look in that direction, but does everybody throw left-handed for Yale? Even on that play with Keith Reeves, the wide receiver, he's left-handed. Bartholomew, gain of about 3.
But I got to think he's the first option on that. As I said, he just kind of floated down the left-hand side.
And that's not a bad play to come out of the locker room with. If you're going to try something, why not there? You have a chance to talk about it, diagram it, make sure everybody's on the same page with it in the locker room at halftime. Second down. Time of possession was the big key. Yale holding the ball 9 minutes, 20 seconds longer than Dartmouth did on offense. That means the defense has really been out there for a while. Spanish gets in there with the left hand and knocks it away. Good defensive play by Todd Spanish.
Very good technique. You know, you don't go with the inside arm, you go with the outside arm, just like you do in basketball when you're defending a guy. He takes his left arm, jumps out because you got a bigger reach, swats it away. Very good technique.
Third down and 7 for Yale. 9-9, just underway here in the second half.
Again, we haven't seen him go up top to the tall receivers, try and take advantage of the size.
Wallen keeps it himself, and Dartmouth's defense,
I think it's
so strong for the last several years, and especially under John Lyons in his time here. They come up big there against the run. Fourth down coming up.
I'm surprised. I thought they were in fourth down territory, or fourth down territory, but they're going to punt it. Then the call seems kind of an odd call in that situation if they're not going to try for it. They're not going to use 2 plays to get the first down.
Punt, spiraling inside the 5. It will carry into the end zone. Touchback. Dartmouth will set up at the 20 when we return to Hanover. Patriot fans love to hate the New York Jets. Bill Parcells and Curtis Martin return to New England this Monday night for an AFC East matchup. It's the Jets and the Patriots live Monday night at 8, right here on New Hampshire's WMUR-TV, ABC 9. And we will have previews of the big game coming up during the weekend, and we will be live down at Foxborough Stadium for News 9 at 6 on Monday, and then have a post-game report live from Foxborough after the game Monday night. So keep it right here to WMUR for all your Patriots coverage this weekend as the tuna comes back to town. Here's Eric Davis, his first carry of the afternoon, takes it across the 25 to the 26-yard line, gain of about 6 on the play.
And do you have a pre-game prediction for that game?
I think the Patriots will score early and often, although there is a little bit of fear that Bill Parcells, the master of the mind game, is setting everybody up. But I think that the Patriots they're in the top 3 in the AFC, and this could be a big chance for them on the national stage to really show what they showed a lot of people against Kansas City last week. Close to a first down. It's going to be it may be close enough for a measurement. No, half a yard short.
I think they're rounding into form. They're getting used to Sam Peasy's offense, and I think they're more mature than they were last year. They wanted to show the mentor what they could do in that big game, but they weren't quite mature enough. Anybody who wants to take it, I'm giving 14 points because I think it's going to be a big win.
That is just for recreational purposes only.
For argumentative purposes.
Yes. The keeper is enough for a first down, and now move the chain. So a good start here on the second drive of the second half for Dartmouth. As they go to Eric Davis, Reggie Bellholm hits the sideline.
And Karszewski just went in the ball game. It's the first time we've seen him in the offensive set.
Bellholm looks to be okay. He's standing down right on the sideline, so he's okay. I think Davis, who's gotten a lot of time this year, is getting the call here. Spun in motion. Coffey falls down. Play is dead right there. They have trouble with the exchange there?
I don't know.
Did he trip and fall?
There was movement on the play as well. Someone in Yale, I mean, they timed it just perfectly. They're penetrating the line of scrimmage, but I think he moved. There it is, a difficult
Great look on
problem
the
on the
replay.
snap. Yes, absolutely. But Yale moved when Bunn went in motion on the play, so it was kind of an odd-looking play.
Scott Bartier and his crew delivering great pictures today. Paul Falco on that camera. Pass play is incomplete on second down and 12.
Should have had that one right in the hands.
First time they throw towards Damian Rumetz. And
Pretty safe play. Only 2 people out in the pattern. They're both on the right-hand side. The tight end goes just underneath, right in the breadbasket, and he just can't hang on.
actually,
Damon
Austin. I take that back. Third down to 12. I think Damon would like to take that back, too. Wester in motion. Coffey out of the shotgun. Needs 12. Ferrara, first down, Dartmouth. These Dartmouth receivers, too, have gone right into the line of fire because these Yale defensive backs look to be really aggressive, and they like to hit. We saw Ponce get popped before, and Ferrara this time right in the middle.
I think they've got to have good hands. It's a nice job of reaching back for a ball. It was a little bit behind, and they've got to have good hands because the Dartmouth receivers don't have a lot of speed, and they're having a tough time getting separation away from the defensive backs, so they have to expect that they're going to get hit as soon as they get the ball.
Davis on the option, hit for a loss of 1.
Yeah, they seem to run better inside the tackles, even inside the guards. The plays that have made the most yardage in the last few times we've been here have been those plays, those little counters that come right up the middle, the draw that comes right up over center, and the quick hitters. When they run outside, they don't seem to be as effective.
Second and 11. Coffey in big trouble. Scott Benton came up from his linebacker slot and threw Coffey for a big loss.
Same play as the last series.
Loss of 13. Untouched.
Yeah, I think it was a polling area. One of the guards pulled out, and he just stepped in. Benton stepped into that area and just went right after Coffey. But that is the second time in 2 series that exact thing has happened on pretty much the same play.
Third down and long. They need to get to the Yale 46-yard line for a first down. Coffey on the roll. Now we'll run. They're going to say he was down before that ball came free. He took a couple of hard licks at the end of that run. Wasn't going to slide down. And he's up. He's back to the original line of scrimmage, so it's punting time for Dartmouth.
I was looking at bad knee problems. His leg is planted and he gets hit. I thought he fumbled before he hit the ground, but I really didn't have a good look at it. He is, see, there's where his leg is and there, I guess he was down. Good call by the officials. But I thought he got hit as he was twisting on that leg. It was expecting him to have problems.
Schlobom, a high punt. Tomic will not signal for a fair catch. Fumble! Picked up by Dartmouth. They're inside the Yale 20.
I think Verber made the play, distracted him as he's the first guy down on the kick. And what he did was he ran just right into his face, made it tough to catch the ball. He got distracted. Tomic gets distracted, drops it. But watching the middle of your screen, good high punt. It lets you get down there into the coverage.
First one down there was John Gibbs.
Yeah, it was John Gibbs.
He's everywhere.
And Verber's doing the yapping as Thomas is laying there after the fumble. But this is what I said in the beginning of the game. Remember, big plays lead to field position. That's what this team needs to do. When they get it, they got to capitalize.
Bellholm back out there. Coffey will throw. Looking in the end zone. Ferrara is open. Touchdown, Dartmouth.
Great pattern. He took him right into the goalpost and then broke it off outside. Just turned the, who was the defender? Who was it? Blake. Just turns and got behind him and he's open.
Third touchdown reception for Damon Ferrara, and for Mike Coffey, his second touchdown pass of the day, 5th of the season. And right after the Yale turnover, Dartmouth cashes in with the touchdown.
I don't think they've scored a touchdown for any points in games that we've been at that haven't come after a turnover in their territory.
Szynski missed the last extra point attempt. This one is going wide, but hooks in the right upright. Dartmouth 16, Yale 9. Take a look at this touchdown play of 20 yards one more time as we head to commercial. 2 touchdown passes by Mike Coffey. 8 of 17 passing today, but he's made 2 of those 8 completions. Count for scores. Ferrara wide open for the touchdown. Dartmouth leads by 7. Today's game is brought to you by Foss Motors, George's Apparel, Chili's Grill and Bar, Country Woods Unfinished Furniture, and by Citizens Bank. Dartmouth has made the most of big returns, kick returns, punt returns, interception returns, and also made the most of a fumble right there. Tomic coughed it up. Next play, it's a 20-yard pass play from Coffey to Ferrara, and Dartmouth has its first lead of the ball game. They're up 16-9 with 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Szynski to boot it away. Out to Brown, looking into the sun, goes over his head and through the end zone for a touchback. Let's head down to the sideline and Jamie Staten.
An article on the front page of Dartmouth Sports News this week. An article about Mike Coffey. A tough start for Dartmouth this year, 1-3, but they're sticking with their quarterback who has thrown 2 touchdown passes this year, says his idol's Terry Bradshaw. And in the article, several teammates quoted as saying they are sticking with their quarterback and they love Mike Coffey. Guys?
I'll tell you what, they've made a couple of nice catches today. Ferrara had a nice catch on that drive before the touchdown pass, and Ponce had a really nice catch in the first half. So these guys have been going up for balls against the pretty fierce Yale secondary. 1st and 10, Yale at their own 20.
It was really the fake by Ferrara. Got him open.
There is the man who's been quiet all afternoon. Bartholomew, did he fumble the football? They're saying Yale ball. He coughed it up, but the officials are all indicating that it's still Yale ball. Let's get a look on the replay.
Guy's pulling out from the right-hand side, so he's got a convoy leading around into that tackle, off-tackle play. Just weaves his way through traffic. Somebody got their hands on the ball.
Close.
Definitely was. It was up for grabs, but he fell. It just bounced right back into his midsection, and he covered up.
We're going to roll it back here so we can just see.
It's a hand that comes through right about a step before that.
Yeah, his knee was not down, so that should have been a free ball.
There was, but it bounced. I think it was a free ball, and it bounced into his, as I said, midsection.
You know, Dartmouth had a +1 turnover ratio, and Yale a +9, leading 1AA football. It's been a reverse here today. Yale's had trouble holding on to it.
Maybe it's one of those things where it just evens out after a while.
As you run through some of the high school scores from last night, Laconia with another win, and we'll run down some college scores as well and wrap it all up for you tonight.
How good
after
is
the
Ohio
football
State?
game? Pretty good.
Better just play Michigan and get it over with, because they're going to be undefeated by the time they get there.
Second down and 12. Throwing complete to his tight end. Very close to a first down. Looks like it may be a half a yard short, as it was hauled in by Brian Scharf, showing no after effects of missing the last 2 weeks with a knee injury. Scharf hauls this one in.
3 receivers in the area. They go underneath. It's man-to-man coverage. Barney covering the tight end as he takes it down. He certainly took his licks. Verber delivering the last one. But nice call on first down to, actually it's on, yeah, on first down to give them good options on second.
They will measure. Oh, it's enough. Very generous spot, it appears, and it's a first down for Yale at the 42.
Scharf is another guy who's a big guy. And moves pretty well for his size as well.
Yale has shown an ability to come back. They did it last week. They were down 7-6 in the fourth quarter against Holy Cross, and Wallen hit Marshner for a touchdown, the winning touchdown pass in the fourth quarter.
So the only
first game against Brown, they scored a late touchdown to win that game, 30-28, as time expired, no less. Here's Wallen rolling out. His team trailing by 7. Wallen throws it out of bounds. Let's check in on the UNH Wildcats. Jason will keep us up to date as the afternoon goes along on what is going to be one of the top days of the year in my book for sports. One of the top weekends. You got homecoming game here, UNH in a dogfight against Northeastern, World Series begins tonight. Wallen scrambling out of trouble. This is trouble. Nobody downfield. 30, 25, 20. Can he make it to the end zone? Yes, touchdown Yale. 58-yard scramble and run for a score, and Yale is down by 1.
There is the danger of a mobile quarterback. That thing just played into his hands. He goes back to pass. Everybody is going to the left-hand side of your screen. There's 5 guys out on the pattern. There was nobody on the right-hand side. So if he gets by Spanish right there on the missed tackle, wasn't able to bring him down, he's got the whole right side of the field to his own, and he just wins the race to the end zone.
Ravchek to attempt the point after. It is good, and we are tied once again. Joe Wallen, the junior from Mentor, Ohio. Second in the Ivy League in total offensive per game and 16th in Division I AA, showing his stuff there. A 58-yard touchdown run. And Yale has come back to tie it up at 16 all.
And I think he's moving up in that ranking with a run like that. We've seen our share of interesting and exciting plays today. I mean, there's been a handful of them.
Big returns, tip balls on interceptions, touchdown passes. Should dig in for the long haul here. Before I forget, Dave, I need to send out a thank you to Einstein Brothers Bagels on Route 12A in West Lebanon. They fed our television crew this morning, and let me tell you, that is a hungry crew. So thank you, Einstein Brothers. They all appreciate it. They especially enjoy the cream cheese. Jamie Staten, let's check in with you.
Homecoming continues. 97 alum John Al Jancic. Want to pronounce that right? And you went undefeated back in 96. You still remembering that and living the good life from that?
Seems like a long time ago, but it's good to see the fellow teammates back in town this weekend. It's my first time back, so it's good to get back here and see the Big Green playing again.
Did you ever want to be an analyst?
Never want to be an analyst?
Give it a try. Tell us what you think of the Dartmouth offense.
Well, right now, I mean, inconsistent, but you know, we're streaky. But right now, it's a tie ball game. We're in it. So I mean, we're one big play away from really, you know, taking the lead and hopefully winning. But just keep plunging away at it, and I think we're gonna do all right.
You like Mike Coffey?
I like him. You know, it's a shame he only has 1 year to really play. But all in all, I like him. I think he's gonna be a good player here for the rest of the season.
All right, John, continued success to you. Thanks.
Thank you.
John Aljancic, of course, a left-handed quarterback. In his days, that's a free ball. Out to the 15, trying to turn the corner. Well, everything's a little exciting here today for the Big Green, as Mike Gratch had to go back and get it, but he ended up getting across the 20. Aljancic, of course, one of the heroes of that Penn game that started that undefeated season through the touchdown pass to Eric Morton that gave them the win against Penn, and Dartmouth was on their way to an undefeated 10-0 season and another Ivy League title.
And I was going to say, speaking of good players,
yeah,
he is certainly in that category. A very entertaining young man to watch play football.
Bellholm out to the 29.
Plus, he was lefty. I like watching lefty quarterbacks. Well, we have one today. I like watching lefty quarterbacks who are mobile and can run.
You're seeing that today with Joe Wallen, and you saw that a couple years ago with John Aljancic. Of course, another former Dartmouth quarterback is, well, you know, you hate to wish anything bad on somebody, but if Randall Cunningham were to go down with an injury, Jay Fiedler would be the starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. He's number 2 on their depth chart right now. There's Bellholm towards the near side. Ball is knocked out of bounds, and it's going to end up being a loss of a couple yards on the play. As
that was a nice catch on the sidelines.
That's right. Somebody grabbed it with some good hands. Fiedler is behind Cunningham as you watch the replay. Brad Johnson will not play for the rest of the month. May start in November again. He's out with an injury. That was a live ball, but he was next to the sideline. So Cunningham got banged up against Green Bay in that Monday night game last week and a half ago. And Fiedler started warming up on the sidelines. So the 1994 Dartmouth alum, who, of course, shattered all the records here in Hanover, pass attempted for Ponce goes incomplete.
That's not a bad situation to be in with those wide receivers that Minnesota
That's
has
what I'm saying.
well.
You know, you don't want to see anything happen, but if Jay got into that lineup with Randy Moss and Chris Carter and Jake Reed in that offense, I hate to say it, but you could get in there under center, and there'd be good things would happen for the Minnesota Vikings.
I'm not sure I'd go that far, but I get your point.
But Jay is backing up, signed through the entire year. I believe his contract will pay him $280,000, so that's pretty good money to take right out of college. Schlobom, low, spiraling. Tomic is going to stay away from this one. Now he's going to pick it up. He does not want a fair catch. Is that a free football? It is. Dartmouth now owns it, and Tomic has aired again.
Well, I don't know what Tomic was doing. I think Verber might have hit him first.
I don't see a lot of argument from the Yale sideline. There is some debate, but let's watch it again.
Watch this. That hits Verber first, ricochets off, and hits Tomic, and good play. I mean, another big, huge play.
Bottom line, it's Dartmouth football.
They went deep the first time they had the ball after the last turnover for the score.
Tomic is apparently the kind of guy who does not want to concede a fair catch and doesn't like to watch the ball roll, but these last 2 instances have called for a fair catch, and they've also called
for get out of the way.
Getting out of the way. Yes,
I
and
think
he's cost Yale 2 turnovers.
Well, my question to him would be, which do you prefer, taking a fair catch or having to sit there with the coaches during the film session on Monday and watch that thing replay over replay?
I don't know if you want to get anywhere near that coach Sidlecki right now.
I would be apoplectic.
I don't think he's upset with the officials. I think he may be upset with his man. Coffey with a lot of room right here. Throws it, completes it to Adam Young. Adam is down to the 14-yard line. It's going to be enough for a Dartmouth first down.
I think he had room to run for the first down as well. Like you said, Eric, inside along the hash marks. He had a lot of people down on the sideline. He delivers the pass. But right there, if he puts it under his arm, that was almost knocked away by the defender, linebacker underneath. But I think he had room to run.
What a great year so far for the former football and basketball standout at Concord High School, Adam Young. Now with 17 catches this season, leading the team. Coffey gets to Bellholm, trying to turn it outside, but good pursuit. Ben Blake comes up from his left cornerback position to make the tackle. Now, Ben is still learning that position. He's a converted safety. Started the season at safety. They reshuffled the secondary a couple of weeks ago, last week really. After the first couple of weeks, they were not that effective with the lineup they have.
And Blake is the guy who got beat on the touchdown the last time. This is a darn good open field tackle. Grabs him by the shoulder pads and doesn't let Bellhorn get free. I think Reggie's got to throw in that stiff arm when he gets in that area and try and fight people off a little bit better.
Second down and 10. Young is in there at tight end. White will go to the right. There's Coffey throwing, looking for White and for Young, and it's well overthrown. Coffey took a pop at the end of that play.
Yeah, he had to get rid of it. I think maybe he just threw it away because he wasn't going to have the time to let the guys down there on the right-hand sideline go clear, get past that first line of the zone defense. So we figured discretion is the better part of valor. Throw it out of the end zone. Don't let anybody pick it off, and don't take the loss.
Young and Davis come out of the ball game. They bring Karszewski in.
I'd like to see that little shovel pass, inside pass to Karszewski with his running ability.
White, Bellhorn in the backfield. Coffey under pressure, steps up. He's got room to run, and Mike Coffey will score a touchdown for Dartmouth. The big green goes back in front.
This team, you give them a turnover, they convert. You can say that they've had trouble offensively stringing together 80, 90, 70-yard drives, but when they get the ball inside their territory, they're almost automatic because they've done it all 3 games we've been here this year. Big pressure on the blitz. He survives it. Good job by the lineman to push the people outside of Coffey, and he sees open air and just goes for it.
14-yard touchdown run by Mike Coffey. Szynski on to attempt the point after. He is having some trouble here today. That is no good. He has missed 2 extra points, his first 2 misses of the season, and Dartmouth leads by 6.
And it's not like a technical flaw because the first one went wide right. This one goes wide left.
Well, he's talking over John Lyons. It looked like the hold and a snap were fine.
Looked like he's just a little anxious, like a kind of a golf swing where you just snap it and pick up a hook.
There's Mike Coffey. Stepping up with a big touchdown run.
I'm with John Alzancic. I like Mike Coffey. I think their offense obviously works best when he's playing well, but I think it's paramount, as I said earlier in the game, to get him into a rhythm because I like his arm, I like his running ability, and I like just his leadership. I think he is not the reason they had trouble scoring earlier in the year.
So it's a 6-point lead for Dartmouth, 22-16. If Szynski converts on those 2 extra points that he missed, it's an 8-point lead.
Yeah, that's as we said, you don't really, they're almost afterthoughts for the most part until someone misses 1 or 2. And that changes the complexion of how you use the math when you coach.
Szynski will kick it away. And going left side, and Brown will take it at the 6. Will now turn it towards the middle of the field. Brown finds a hole. Brown to the outside, knocked out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Well, he ran a long way.
He sure did. He went all the way across the field and got to the 30.
And as we were talking, he's going on the bow in the field. He was running uphill the whole way.
Quite a crown in the middle of that field to help things drain off. There's much more college football coming up this afternoon at 3:30. ABC Sports and WMUR-TV presents Purdue at Penn State. Game time is this afternoon at 3:30 right here on New Hampshire's WMUR-TV, ABC 9. 1st and 10 at the Yale 30. Wallen, this is the story from the beginning of the game. Handed off to Bartholomew. Watch the Dartmouth green shirts get into the backfield and hit him for a loss.
Just good penetration. They've done a very good job of reading where Bartholomew was going. And they just keyed on him. The whole idea is to stop him and make him beat him with the pass, and things are working so far pretty well on the part of the Big Green.
Pleading on the tackle that time. 2nd down and 12. Loss of 2. Pitch out to Bartholomew. He's popped at the 32-yard line. A flag came flying in. Looks like it could have been a hold on Yale.
I'll tell you what, you could hear that hit up here. It was Barney who delivered the blow, and Bartholomew jumped over the pile.
Well, we heard it up here. Let's listen to it one more time. He just gets the sideline pumped up. Nothing more than a big pop will get people going on the sideline.
And you know what? They knew it was coming, too, because they were ahead of the curve before the hit. They were yelling.
It's a 10-yard holding penalty. While they march that off, let's send it back to our WMUR studios and Jason King.
All right, Eric, thank you.
So the Panthers hanging tough. We will be at Plymouth State next week on our collegiate game of the week here on WMUR. Looking forward to seeing the Panthers, and I'm sure they're looking forward to coming home after 3 straight road games. Really tough games. Western Connecticut games and now Springfield. Bartholomew has it. You're going to hear the sideline, the coaches and the players yelling out to watch for the screen, and it never had a chance to develop.
Yeah, Kyle Schroeder did a nice job. He was in the neighborhood the whole way along, and the people in the secondary read it pretty well as well. And there was nowhere to go for Bartholomew.
So a big third down play coming up for Yale. They trail by 6, and they're going to let the clock expire. So we will start this third down play in the 4th quarter. Dartmouth on top, 22-16. Back to Memorial Field after this.